Looking for the best 5G rugged smartphones? You're in the right place. I've compiled a list of the top 5 devices that combine toughness with advanced features. We'll explore heavy-duty options, budget-friendly picks, and our number 1 choice that stands out from the rest. Stick around to find the perfect rugged smartphone for your needs. And if you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and share your thoughts in the comments below. All the details and prices are listed in the description. Let's dive in. Number 5. Oukitel WP33 Pro. Best heavy-duty 5G rugged smartphone. Oukitel WP33 Pro is a loud and tough phone with a big battery and good performance. These qualities place it amongst the most impressive rugged phones of this year. This phone embraces and leans hard into its rugged origins, though it avoids being stereotypically rustic and instead takes on a bold and brilliant style. Its styling is largely black with some texturing on the back and a little streak of red around the main speaker that invites attention. Oddly enough, the speaker is placed where you would generally find the camera cluster. However, the loud 5-watt and 136 decibel speaker demands its own place in the limelight, and the camera cluster has been pushed out. The 3 cameras and the flash take a spot each around the corners of the loudspeaker. A screw and loop combination below the speaker makes room for a hand strap with a finger ring to make carrying the phone easier if you're outdoors. You could also use a lanyard or something similar to attach the phone to your gear or backpack for a more convenient setup. Though the cameras have been pushed to the sides, they haven't been forgotten. The 3 lenses here are the 64-megapixel Sony IMX main camera, 20-megapixel Sony night vision camera, and a 2-megapixel macro camera. All of these work fairly well and take good, even if not exactly breathtaking, pictures. The front of the phone shows a large 6.6-inch FHD Plus display, with a little room for the notch and the corners of the phone slightly raised to protect the screen. These measures aside, the screen is tough too, and uses Corning Gorilla Glass 5. Another thing that becomes immediately apparent is how thick the phone is, even more than the usual fare of rugged phones. This can be attributed to several reasons, including the loudspeaker and the massive 22,000 mAh battery that powers this phone. It supports 30-watt fast charge, which is fairly quick in most cases, but can take some time with this large battery. On its own, this battery could last for almost a week with careful use. However, you could very well use this phone as a power bank and employ its 18-watt fast reverse charge to quickly power other devices. Leaning into its rugged credentials, the phone is rated IP68 and IP69K waterproof, which means it can survive being submerged in water depth up to 1.5 meters and can handle heavy rain or jets of water. It also meets MIL STD 810H requirements, meaning it can survive a drop of up to 1.5 meters and operate in extreme weather conditions like cold, high humidity, or hot weather. It features 8 GB RAM and 256 GB internal storage, runs on Android 13, and has a MediaTek Dimensity 6100 Plus CPU and a Mali G57 MP2 GPU. It can handle most gaming and video streaming without any problems, and even more demanding games run relatively smoothly here. Interestingly, many of these performance specs are very close to the Doogee V Max, which was launched a few months ago as a flagship for Doogee, with a considerably higher price tag. Though VMAX has slashed its pricing and still has better specs, the Oukitel WP33 Pro seems like a better deal where value is concerned. It is also a better value overall than the more capable and more expensive Oukitel WP30 Pro. The 12GB RAM, MediaTek Dimensity 8050 processor, and a secondary display sure work better for the WP30 Pro, but the larger battery, speaker, and performance still bring value in favor of the WP33 Pro. Overall, the WP33 Pro is a nice pick for those who want a rugged phone for the outdoors. A dependable performance, loudspeaker, and large battery capacity make it one of the best options for such adventures. Number 4. Cat S75. The Cat S75 is a 5G rugged smartphone that doesn't just survive the elements but thrives in them. If you're someone who ventures off the beaten path, this might just be the phone for you. First off, it's built like a tank. It boasts an impressive IP68 and IP69K rating, meaning it can handle dust, dirt, and even a plunge into water up to 5 meters deep for 35 minutes. That's right, drop it in a lake, and you've got over half an hour to fish it out. But ruggedness isn't its only selling point. The Cat S75 features Bullet Satellite Connect service, allowing you to send and receive messages via satellite when you're outside of cell coverage. This is a game changer for adventurers, hikers, and anyone who finds themselves off-grid. Now, let's talk about the design. It's chunky and solid, giving you the confidence to take it anywhere without worrying about accidental drops. In fact, it can survive a 1.8 meter drop onto steel. Pretty impressive, right? However, this durability comes at a price. Literally. At around $600, it's on the expensive side, especially considering its specs. It runs on a MediaTek Dimensity 930 processor with 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage, which is decent, but not outstanding for this price range. When compared to other rugged 5G smartphones like the Doogee V30 or the Ukel Armor 11, which offers similar or better specs at lower prices, the Cat S75 might seem less appealing. But those phones don't offer satellite messaging, which could be a lifesaver in emergencies. The screen is a 6.6-inch IPS LCD with a 120 Hz refresh rate. While it's smooth indoors, it struggles in bright sunlight due to its lackluster brightness levels. For a phone meant to be used outdoors, this is a significant drawback. On the battery front, it packs a 5,000 mAh battery. While that's sufficient for a day's use, it's relatively small for a rugged phone. If you're out in the wilderness for days, you'll need a power bank or solar charger to keep it going. The camera setup is serviceable, but nothing special. The main 50-megapixel sensor captures decent shots in good lighting, but falters in low light conditions. Video recording is limited to 1080p, which is a letdown considering the competition offers 4K. One thing to note is the lack of a headphone jack and the small fingerprint sensor, which can be tricky to use. Also, the software is a near-stock Android experience, but is currently on an older version, Android 12, with uncertain timelines for updates. So why is the Cat S75 one of the best 5G rugged smartphones? Its satellite messaging feature sets it apart from the competition. For professionals and adventurers who need reliable communication beyond cell towers, this feature alone could justify the higher price. In conclusion, the Cat S75 is a specialized tool for a specific audience. If you need extreme durability and the ability to stay connected off-grid, it's a solid choice. But if high-end specs and top-notch cameras are your priority, there are better options out there. Number 3. Nokia XR20, best budget 5G rugged smartphone. Countless memes and glowing recommendations have been written in honor of the so-called indestructible Nokia 3310. While the brand is way past the heyday of the 3310, it can still cook up a functionally useful and reliable rugged smartphone, as seen with the Nokia XR20. To be clear, this is the first smartphone from Nokia that's branded as rugged. The phone takes a departure from conventional rugged phones and instead just takes a more natural and regular look. Yet that's just the appearance. It's still heavy and thick. It manages to keep that natural look with a rugged build thanks to careful design. The phone's edges are made from aluminum, and the back is a polymer composite that sits on an aluminum core. This design avoids taking the bloated appearance that many rugged smartphones take, but it keeps the phone reasonably tough. Taking things further, the phone uses Corning Gorilla Glass Victus for its screen, which is the company's toughest glass for smartphones. Pair all that with IP68 dustproofing and waterproofing, and you've got yourself a reasonably solid and rugged smartphone. You also have access to 5G connectivity and wireless charging, both of which are rare finds in rugged smartphones. Impressive as the hardware is, the phone does a pretty good job on the software as well. It comes with Android 11, with a promise of 3 Android OS upgrades and monthly security upgrades. Something more likable about this phone is its avoidance of bloatware. Nokia has avoided the trend of filling phones with useless apps that nobody likes. While it still comes with some pre-installed apps like Amazon or Netflix, can vary between phones, but they remain easy to uninstall. The phone offers dual SIMs, expandable storage, 3.5mm headphone jack, 4630 mAh battery, USB-C charging, and customizable buttons, or to be specific, one customizable button at the top of the phone, which can be a very useful feature. There's another button on the phone, but that's dedicated for Google Assistant. I see the usefulness of this button, but still, a programmable second button would have been a better choice than the fixed option. The camera, while not excellent, is acceptable. Nokia XR20 features a 48-megapixel rear camera with a 13-megapixel ultra-wide lens. The front camera is an 8-megapixel. Overall, the phone is well built and can fulfill the requirements of a great budget 5G rugged smartphone. Yet, Nokia XR20 keeps usability features high on the list, making it a decent phone for regular use as well. Number 2. AGM G2 Guardian, best premium 5G rugged smartphone. AGM G2 Guardian is a rugged phone that shows some rugged ambition. I call this ambitious because though rugged phones can get expensive, this one pushes further and comes close to the territory of Apple and Samsung flagships. That's a tough segment to be in, and there's a lot to prove, and that's easier said than done. However, the phone does show some interesting qualities of its own. It features a 256 by 192 resolution thermal camera. At this point, I would have expected it to offer a better resolution, but this one's not too shabby either. For whatever reason, AGM has chosen to make the thermal vision look into the distance. Its range is 500 yards, and it does manage to pick up heat signatures from all that distance. It also has a 20-megapixel night vision camera that does its job rather well. It forms a clear image and can record good quality videos. The main camera is similarly impressive and can go all the way to 108 megapixels. There's also a 2-megapixel macro camera, while the front camera hits 32 megapixels. Another aspect where this phone shines is its use of the Qualcomm QCM6490 SoC. This octa-core processor is way better than the Helio G99 or MediaTek 900 processors that power most rugged phones. These processing capabilities shine through when using the phone. It works quite flawlessly, and most tasks get handled with relative ease. Even heavy gaming doesn't take a toll on the phone's performance, and there's no noticeable lag. Other notable features include Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth, 7,000 mAh battery with fast charging, wireless charging, NFC, 12GB RAM, 256GB internal storage, 6.58-inch display with Corning Gorilla Glass, and 5G communication. As a rugged phone, it comes with MIL STD 810G certification. For this price, I'd have preferred the slightly higher 810H standard, but this works as well. The phone is also rated IP68-69K dustproof and waterproof, and can survive being submerged in 1.5 meters water depth for 30 minutes. Overall, AGM G2 Guardian is a remarkable 5G rugged phone with good performance and impressive features. Number 1. Doogee V Max 5G, our top choice. The Doogee V Max is a rugged smartphone that brings some substantial features to the table. One of its most notable aspects is the massive 22,000 mAh battery, which is significantly larger than what's found in most smartphones today. But let's talk about what that means. You can go for a week or more without needing to recharge. For those who are out in the wilderness or work in remote areas, this is a game changer. Under the hood, the VMAX runs on the MediaTek Dimensity 1080 processor, which delivers excellent performance. With 12GB of RAM, expandable up to 20GB with virtual RAM, and 256GB of storage, multitasking won't be an issue. High graphic games run smoothly, thanks to the powerful processor and Mali G68 GPU. The 6.58-inch FHD Plus IPS display with a 120Hz refresh rate makes scrolling and gaming feel fluid. However, the screen's brightness could be better when used outdoors, especially under direct sunlight. Now the cameras. The VMAX boasts a 108-megapixel main camera, a 20-megapixel night vision camera, and a 16-megapixel ultra-wide lens. While it sounds impressive on paper, the camera performance is decent but not outstanding. Photos come out well with good HDR and AI modes, but video recording lacks stabilization, making footage a bit shaky. Even though it can record up to 4K at 30 frames per second, the absence of stabilization is noticeable. One of the downsides is the charging speed. With such a huge battery, the 33-watt fast charger included doesn't feel fast enough. Charging from 0 to full can take over 6 hours. A fast charger like 66 watt would have been appreciated. Another point to consider is the size and weight. This phone is heavy, weighing in at around 543 grams, nearly 1.2 pounds. It's thick and might not fit comfortably in your pocket. If you need a rugged phone that you can toss around without worry, this might be acceptable. But for everyday use, the heft can be a drawback. The build quality is solid. The VMAX is rated IP68 and IP69K for water and dust resistance and meets MIL STD 810H standards for durability. You could probably drop it, dunk it, and it would still keep going. For those working in construction or extreme outdoor environments, this phone is built to withstand harsh conditions. Compared to the other 5G smartphones in its price range, the Doogee V Max stands out with its massive battery and high performance. Many competitors don't offer such a large battery or the same level of processing power. However, they might be more portable and have faster charging capabilities. The side-mounted fingerprint sensor is responsive and convenient. Connectivity options are robust, including 5G, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, NFC with Google Pay support, and even FM radio, which is a rare feature these days. In terms of software, it runs on Android 12 without much bloatware, providing a clean user experience. Overall, if battery life and durability are your top priorities and you don't mind the extra bulk, the Doogee V Max is a strong contender in the rugged smartphone market. But if you prefer something more pocket-friendly with better camera performance, you might want to explore other options. So what do you think? Which of these is the best 5G rugged smartphone for you? Or do you think another smartphone is better? Tell us in the comments below. For more suggestions and reviews, click on the videos appearing now. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.